Hello and welcome back to our Wonder Twin series. We are joined by two new twins, our Scottish strikers, Kenny and Richard Wonder. And as you can see, we have pitted these two brothers as rivals. One is at Celtic and the other one is at the Rangers. So both players have taken different paths and gone to two different academies. So taking a look here at our two twins, Kenny on the left is valued at $30,000, and Richard valued at a slightly more, $41,500. Both are on $2,000 a year contracts until 2023, and both are listed as hot prospects. And both players are right-footed. Kenny is slightly taller at 5'11 compared to Richard at 5'9, so a slight advantage for Kenny in that aspect, but I don't think that will play a big difference this series. Taking a look here at their attributes a little bit closer, it looks like they are pretty dang even. So starting at the top in defending, we have Richard with a 1-point advantage. So maybe you can play more as a defensive striker if needed. Both are at 6 mental stats. And Kenny has a 2-point advantage for aerial, maybe because of those 2 inches. You never know. Technical and attacking wise, both are even. You got 10 and 11. Vision, Richard has a slight edge on Kenny with 8 compared to Kenny's 7, and Kenny has a advantage in the speed department, and Richard has the advantage in the physical department. So very close, other than the aerial having a 2-point advantage. Everything else is 1 point difference between each other, so very even to start off here. But let's go ahead and we'll take a closer look at our twins individually. So we do have some greens here starting off with Kenny. He has good dribbling, finishing, first touch, and heading. So he looks like he can be getting goals early on. I'm going to be very interested to see if both of these players play with the youth teams of the two clubs, or if they send them out to another team for first team experience. So I'm definitely interested in that. Mental stats wise, we have 2 greens, determination and off the ball. So he has good determination compared to our last twins. They were both in the single digits, so I could see Kenny progressing pretty good early on for this series. Physical wise, he has greens in acceleration, natural fitness, and pace. There are quite a few reds scattered around. A lot of them don't really pertain to his particular position, at least in the technical stats. There is low for penalty taking, which you would kind of hope your striker would be able to be confident stepping up to take penalties, but at 5, not great to start off with. Mental stats, a little more concerning in the fact that he only has 5 anticipation and 5 positioning and vision, so that could be a bit of a hindrance for him. Physical-wise, no reds, so I think he's going to be a very, very good physical player. And we'll switch over to Richard and see what he looks like. So right off the bat, it looks like he doesn't have as many greens, but perhaps a little bit less blues, or a little less reds and more blues. So in technical stats, he only has green in heading and technique. So a bit more balanced with the blues. So he has 10 finishing and 10 first touch, but he's more technically gifted in the technique category. So I think both players will be playing a bit different roles in their striking position. Mental stats wise, He has 13 anticipation, 13 flair, and 13 off the ball. A big concern is he only has 1 determination, so that will definitely hinder his development a little bit because he's not going to be putting in as much work in training, which will be interesting to see how the two progress in that sense. So hopefully Rangers are able to put him in a good mentoring group and get that to go up a little bit, but that's not good to start off, especially at a 1. That's as low as you can get. Physical stats wise, more greens compared to Kenny. 11 acceleration, 13 for agility, 13 for pace, and 11 for strength. 2 reds with jumping reach and balance. I will go ahead and come back when both twins are at 18 years old, so that will be in 3 years' time, and we'll see how they have gotten on in their first 3 years. Alright, and we are back, and both Wonder Twins are now at 18 years old, so we have simulated those 3 years, and both players are still at Celtic and Rangers, so no player has made any moves yet. But perhaps they've gone on loan, not sure yet, as I have not seen a single thing about these two yet. So, both valued at 175,000. Very surprising to see both valued at exactly the same. It looks like Kenny has a bit of a better contract, making 322,000 a year, compared to Richard's 258,000 a year. Both contracts running till 2024, and both are viewed as rotational players at this time. And taking a look at their height, both are now at 6 feet and weighing 167 pounds, so that is some good genetics to be exactly the same height and weight at 18 years old. So they are definitely identical twins, it would appear. And taking a look at their attributes graph, looks like it is very even still and almost identical compared to the first time. Actually, maybe not. Looks like Kenny has a slight edge in more categories now. So defending is still 3-4 for Richard. So they didn't progress at all in that, which doesn't surprise me, as they are not going to be trained on that, and there's no point of seeing that increase for a striker. Mentals is still locked at 8. Aerial, still a 2-point advantage for Kenny. Technical now is an advantage for Kenny, 14-12. Attacking is still a 1-point advantage for Kenny. Vision is even at 10. That 1-point advantage for speed for Kenny, and he now has the advantage in the physical category as well. So let's go ahead and switch over to the profile screen and see how his attributes look, and I can tell there is a lot more greens and some very high greens at that. So he now has a 17 for dribbling, 15 for finishing, 15 for first touch, 15 for heading, and 11 for passing and technique. A lot of the reds have disappeared on the technical side of things. Just some reds in long throws, marking, and tackling, which does not suit a striker at all, so not a surprise there. Mental stats, some more greens it looks like. 13 for composure, 13 still for determination, 11 flair, and 16 for off the ball. And his physical stats are insane. 16 acceleration, 16 agility, 13 balance, 13 jumping rings, 14 natural fitness, 16 pace, 13 stamina, and 15 strength. So definitely looking like a very good young striker. And career stats wise, he has made 2 appearances for Celtic, and he has 1 goal, and has not gone out on loan. So very interesting to see that. I would have thought perhaps that Celtic would send him out to a lower tier team, as I have all the Scottish leagues loaded up down to League 2, so definitely a lot of options they could have done, but they have kept him at the club to train him up themselves. And he has made 24 under 21 appearances and getting 9 goals in those appearances. We'll just take a look at the career stats. So, first season at 15 years old, he made 1 appearance, and it looks like that was a start. He also made an appearance in a cup match where he got a goal in that game as well. Then the next season, he didn't make any appearances in the league, but did make a cup appearance. Wasn't a good outing, only had a 6.4. And then this past season, again, he got a start and he got a goal, average rating of 8.2 in that match. And it looks like in the continental competition, he made an appearance off the bench. So a Champions League or Europa League appearance for Kenny at 18 or 17 years old. It would have been 17 because today is his 18th birthday. So there we go. We'll see if there's been any injuries for Kenny. A couple moderates and minors and a slight. No major injuries to report for Kenny. Milestones. In 2018, got his first under 21 international appearance against Switzerland, age 15. And then for Celtic, broke the Celtic record for the youngest player to score in a match at the age of 15 years old and 201 days. And he got his first senior goal in the Scottish Cup. And in 2021 was named in Team of the Week. So that is an overview of Kenny. Transfer status wise, no interest at all for Kenny at this point in time. And like I said, contract rotational player running till 2024. So let's go ahead and switch over to Richard and see what we have going on here. So, not as many greens as Kenny, but a little bit more than last time. So he now has 12 for finishing, 13 for first touch, 12 for heading, and 15 for technique. Mental stats wise, 15 anticipation, 13 composure, 13 flair, and 15 off the ball. His determination did go up. It's still a red, but it is now at 5 compared to the 1. So that is good to see. Hopefully that will continue to go up as he ages a little bit. Physical attributes wise, not as good as his brother, but still very good for an 18-year-old. 15 acceleration, 15 agility, 13 jumping reach, 16 pace, 15 stamina, and 14 strength. And I can tell that he has gone out on loan, so we'll take a look at that a little closer here in just a moment. Looking at his international appearances, he's made 12 under 21 appearances and getting 3 goals. So let's go ahead and switch over to our career stats and take a closer look here for Richard. So first season, did not make any appearances, it would appear. Second season, no appearances once again. And then this past season, he made appearances for Rangers and also went out on loan to Dunfermline. So probably the second half of the season he got sent out on loan. For the Rangers, he had 3 appearances in the league. 2 of those were starts. No goals to report, no assists, average rating of 6.67. And then probably the second half on loan, got sent down to the championship at Dunfermline. 17 appearances, 8 goals, 1 assist, 3 player of the matches, average rating of 7.05. Also had 2 cup appearances. So hopefully this next season he will be a bench player and maybe break into the first team at Rangers and develop a little bit more. Injury-wise, a little bit more slight injuries compared to his brother, but once again, thankfully did not have any major injuries. Milestones. Rangers, they were the winners of the SPFL Reserve Cup in 2020. Then on loan, made his senior debut in the Betfred Cup, getting his first senior goal in the championship, and also named to Championship Team of the Week once. So that is how our Twins are looking right now. And switching over here to the Scotland International screen. Current world ranking is 48. Both of them are yet to break into the senior squad of Scotland. We will keep an eye out on that and see how the world ranking improves or doesn't improve once they get into the team. But this is the end of our first episode of our Scottish Wonder Twins. If you're enjoying this, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. And definitely turn on that notification bell so you know when the next episode is out. And I'm definitely going to continue this series after we're done with the Scottish Twins. So if you have any suggestions on which country to do next or what position we should do, be sure to comment that down below. Till next time, it has been your boy, 147.